week on Big Red's Cooking, we make a lemon garlic shrimp pasta. Hi and welcome back to Big Red's Cooking. As always, I'm Big Red. So this week I'm doing a dish that I've been asked to do a lot. This is one of my favorites. This is a really simple, go-to, quick, simple dish I do all the time when I'm in a pinch. I'm going to be doing a lemon garlic shrimp pasta. And what takes the longest for this one is waiting for the water to come to a boil. So this one was actually requested specifically by a friend of mine, Sam. She's asked me a bunch of times to do this one. Like I say, I do this all the time. I've posted pictures of this one to my social media in the past, and I'm not only by her but asked by other people to do a quick demonstration on this. So you know what, I'm not going to talk any longer. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the workbench and we'll pick up over there. So as I was saying, you know, this is a really simple meal to put together. I'm not even going to do any of my chopping, my prep work until I actually get my spaghetti in the water. You know, the longest part about this meal is actually waiting for the water to come to a boil for the spaghetti itself. So I have gathered together my stuff. I've got my spaghetti here. I've got my lemon. I've got my garlic. I've got a little bit of thyme and of course shrimp. Now my olive oil is right down there handy right next to my stove. Now one of everyone's biggest complaints is, oh, how do I cook the right amount of pasta? Well, I've sort of figured out exactly how much I like to eat. And I've found 85 grams to be a really good portion. Leaves me full without being over full. So I actually weigh off my pasta. And there you go. Now I'll know I'll have the exact right amount of pasta that I want. So just put that to the side. My water is just coming to a boil here now, so I'm going to go ahead and drop my pasta down in. And I always find it's a really good idea to get the pasta stir almost right away. You know, you see a lot of people putting oil on top of their, you know, in the water. There's no need for that whatsoever. The oil is just going to come right off the pasta. As you put in, oil floats, right? The key to making sure your pasta not sticking together is that you have lots of water and give it a couple of good stirs. You know, cooking pasta really isn't that difficult of a thing to do. The biggest mistake, like I say, that most people make, I find, is not having enough water. It's better to have too much water than not enough. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get my garlic ready here now. And again, this is a really quick cooking dish. So there's no need to go getting, you know, things turned on too early. Now, I like a lot of garlic. As you can see, I've got a lot of garlic here. Now, if you don't like, you know, as much garlic as I do, that's okay, use a little less. But that's how much I'm going to use just for this one meal. I've got my pasta weighed off, so I know I'm not going to have any leftovers. There we go, so there's our garlic already. So we get our pan heated up. I'm going to give my pasta a little stir again. Again, never a bad idea, give it a few stirs. So I've got some shrimp. These are already peeled and deveined when I purchased them. It just happened to be what was on sale. So I don't have to worry about prepping these at all. My pan a second to heat up here. Yeah, so you can see these have already been peeled and deveined. Yeah, but you know, use the shrimp that you have handy. These I think are 30-40 count. And if you've ever seen that number on a label, on a bag of shrimp, say for example, it says 3040 or 1620, just for your reference, in case, you know, I'm sure many of you know this already, but for those who don't, what that refers to is the number per pound. So basically, the bigger the number, the smaller the shrimp. Right, so on a 30-40, we're going to need 30 to 40 per pound. Whereas like on a 16-20, then it's 16 to 20 per pound. So we're talking something that's going to be almost twice the size. Now again, I've got a fair number of shrimp here. Actually got a dozen shrimp for myself. Use what works for you. You'll notice I don't have my heat very high. We don't want our shrimp overcooking. Shrimp don't take very long to cook at all. We definitely don't want these things burning. Go ahead and throw my garlic in here now. Scrap all my compost. And go ahead and add a little more olive oil at this point. This olive oil is going to make our sauce for us. Now if you don't have olive oil, that's okay. You feel free to use a little bit of butter or a little bit of vegetable oil. Yeah, just something that's going to taste good to you. I quite often do this with butter, but today I was feeling a little bit olive oil. I got my lemon there, and that's already been washed. A little bit of thyme. And again, I want to keep my heat low because I don't want my garlic to burn. Garlic has a tendency to burn really quickly. And if you've ever tasted burned garlic, and I have, sadly, it is one of the worst tastes in the world. What I'm actually going to do now is, I don't like wasting a whole lemon. I'm actually going to use some of the zest. And I think the zest adds a lot of brightness and a lot of flavor. And if you don't have a fancy rasp like I do, just regular old grater will work as well. I can smell the heat starting to pick up, so this is the perfect time for me now. Squeeze a little lemon juice down in here. What this is going to do, we're going to deglaze our pan. It's going to loosen up anything that's stuck to it. I'm going to cool it down at the same time. Use my rasp here. Collect my tips. Throw a bit of fresh thyme. Now, I don't even bother taking this right off the stalk. It's going to be a lot of work. You know, I'm just going to throw that right in there. That's going to allow that flavor to come through. And then I can just pull the stems right on out afterwards. It's looking a little dry, so a little more olive oil in there. Let's give our pasta a taste. Best way to tell if pasta is done, simply take a bite of it. That's so close. I'm actually going to turn the heat right back up on this now for a minute. Of course, the two doggos, as soon as they heard a bit of plastic rattling, had to come over to investigate. Alright, I know this pasta is going to be done, so I'll take those out. Of course, if we're having pasta, we're going to have a bit of cheese on top. Now, I do like to have a little green on top of my pasta. I think it just makes it look nicer. And when our food looks better, it tastes better. This is some parsley I dehydrated myself a while back. And parsley gives a nice bright flavor as well. So, and there we go, that's it. So why don't we jump on over to our counter and give this a little taste. So doesn't that look fantastic? So you know what, let's go ahead and give this a little taste. Should get one of our shrimps in here. So good. You can taste that thyme coming through, even though it was in the pan just a few minutes. Of course, lots of garlic. I use lots of garlic. That lemon is so nice and bright and forward. That little bit of parsley on top really made all the difference. And what can you say? Shrimp are perfect. So you can see, really, really simple. You know, just like I said, and the longest part of this is waiting for that water to come to a boil. So, you know what, go ahead and give this one a shot. Don't worry about measuring stuff. You know, use what looks good to you. You know, so expand your horizons a little bit. Give this one a little shot. And if there's anything you'd love to see me cook, do like Sam did. You know, send me a message and say, hey, can you go ahead and make this? I'd love to make this. I'd love to make that. So, you know, I've got a few other ones lined up coming up soon. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button that you're going to see in a few minutes. I'm trying to build up that subscription base. Please share this video around with your friends and on your social media and things like that. Keep coming back, keep eating good food, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.